Alrighty, time for another one. Alright, so this is one of my personal favorites. This is the Godzilla X Kong. I think I'm just going to start shortening it down to just GXK because, yeah, saying Godzilla X Kong is going to get exhausting. Anyway, this is the GXK pre-evolved Godzilla with Heat Ray from Playmates. This is one I was for sure going to end up getting because I prefer the pre-evolved look so much more than the evolved look. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the pre-evolved or the evolved look. This is just the design I fell in love with. Well, technically starting with 2014, but yeah, this guy is pretty good too. I really like the dorsal spines. Anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? So you're gonna get him, and he's gonna be this nice black, this almost shiny black, which is a little confusing at first, but I've grown to like it. And yeah, his spines are painted this nice matte blue, which is a weird contrast to the shiny skin, actually. Huh. They are a little spiky, so ouch. They actually kind of hurt a little to handle, but they're made of this soft-ish rubber, so you can tilt them and whatnot. And fun story, out of all the ones I've seen for this guy, this is the only one that had the straight spines, like the spines were actually straight. I don't know, man, all the other ones just had them all bent and crooked, so yeah, I had to pick this one up. One of my favorite things about this one is on the detail, the spines actually get a little more messy and like uneven, and oh, it just looks like that would hurt to get hit with. Unlike this guy, where they're still kind of messy and uneven, but not as much as this one. So yeah, another point for this guy. His eyes are this nice blue. It looks pretty freaking great. And he's just bulkier. Some of the points of articulation we should get into is the jaw. It opens and closes. You get a nice kinda head swivel, barely, so he can look left about that much without breaking him, and he can look right about the same amount, but it really feels like he doesn't want to. His teeth are this nice white. They actually put detail on the teeth with these, which is kind of surprising. On the roof of his mouth, you can kind of see it. There's a little peg, and that's for the atomic breath piece. His tongue is painted this pink. His arms can rotate a full 360 on both sides. The legs go back about that far and forwards about that far. I know it looks like it can go forward a little more. Maybe it can. I just don't want to push it as much because, yeah, this is probably my favorite one out of all the Playmates figures. This is 100% my favorite. The tail is on a ball joint, and that's a theme you're going to commonly see throughout all of these Playmates figures, is the tail is always on a ball joint, which is nice because you get a lot of posability. Apparently, with the previous generation, with the Godzilla vs. Kong stuff, the tail wasn't on a ball joint, it was just on a left and right swivel. Which is fine, you know, it's not necessary for it to go up and down, but it is cool that it can. So, yeah, bonus points for this. Also, in case you didn't know, this thing does have a flap right here. The chest can open, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh. So yeah, removing this chest piece reveals some battle damage. And yeah, you can see some exposed ribs right there, which is kind of nightmarish, but really cool. And when you combine that with this, oh, yeah, that's just really freaking neat. So, yeah, what do I rate this guy? I give this one a solid 8 because it's multifunctional. Also, it's my channel, leave me alone. One thing I did forget to mention is the ankles do pivot, much like on the other one. My copy's ankles are a little stiff, so gotta work them a little bit. This one swivels just fine, but this one kind of fights you. And on this one, you can't really get the same dynamic running pose as the other one, so he's just kind of in this buff state of like, what? Which I don't mind. I really like it. So, do I recommend this guy? Abso-freaking-lutely. He is magnificent, and I love it. He's pretty solid all around. He doesn't feel cheaply made. He feels sturdy to hold and feel and to handle, and yeah, he's just really good. The detailing is pretty solid. I mean, it gets a little muddy around here, but unlike on the previous one, you know, the detail on the head is pretty solid, but much like the other one, the detailing, like I said, does get muddy on the body, which is fine. You know, it's not a deal breaker. Again, it is a toy made for kids, and it only costs $10, so what are you gonna do? It's not like it's gonna be a Hiya Toys figure, so yeah, don't expect too much when you get them. It is a kid's toy after all. But yeah, that is my pre-evolved Godzilla with Heat Ray from GXK. There we go. Peace.